Welcome to the Visualize Meditations podcast, hosted by your friend Sasha Patil, a Chopra certified meditation teacher. The first step to creating the life of your dreams is to create a clear and compelling vision for what you want for the future. I'll be guiding you on visualization meditation so you can get clear on your deepest desires. Let's get started so you can turn your vision into a reality.
Hi, so for context, how do we know each other?
Well, I'm your cousin. Hello, your dad is my uncle.
Yeah,
That's how I know you.
yeah.
And then this is my wife,
Katie.
Hi.
Katie.
My cousin's wife.
So you're my cousin too now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We are both your cousins.
Yeah, my cousins.
That was crazy.
That's crazy. I got your cousin. I'm like, it's so interesting to see like the expansion of family. That's like Marissa. I think the other day Marissa called me her sister, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I was like crying. It was very sweet.
Whenever I like talk to Katie's sister, I'm like, that's my little sister. They never had a little sister, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. You've always been a little sister.
I've always been a little sister. No,
I'm teasing.
but yeah.
I'm teasing. But no, it's interesting. I mean, I find that the family dynamics are interesting because I had a chat with Marissa when we recorded last week, and she said that she leaned towards mom's side of the family because obviously you guys never saw your dad's side of the family. But as far as like, I feel like when couples get together, you typically lean towards one side of the family or the other. What side do you feel like you guys lean on?
I don't know. We live 10 minutes from my parents. And
Okay.
so I see my parents a lot. I'm very close with my parents. But then the rest of my family is very small. I think we hang out with your side of the family more often. Rita and Robert and Marissa and Brandon more often, I would say. But we do see my parents a good bit. So, and then my sister works on a cruise ship, so she travels the globe, and now is like, so I don't get to see her as often, which kind of sucks sometimes. But I don't know. I feel like we have a good dynamic with both sides of the family in terms of like my side versus your side.
Yeah, it's very different hanging out with her family versus our family. Like the vibes are very different.
How?
That's a good question. How I don't know. It's hard for me, like coming to my parents' house, I'm more comfortable with my own family.
Yeah.
But so like Katie's family is also, I'm now comfortable with them as well. Like over the holidays, we spent a lot of time over there. Like we would do like Christmas Eve dinner, and then which we just did like takeout. It was really fun. But then, like afterwards, we just sat there and talked for like 3 or 4 hours, which is nice. But then like I don't know, the vibes are different. I don't really know because there's different people. So they're also both retired. Her dad's recently retired. Her mom's been retired for 4 or 5 years. So they just have a different kind of lifestyle, whereas my parents still work.
Yeah.
So that there's different parts of it. There's very different people.
Yeah.
I think when we first met too, it was a lot of conversation about our upbringing because I'm very, very comfortable at my parents' house. So like I'll go in and I like sit on the couch and I, will cuddle up next to my mom or my dad, or like I remember one time like one of the first times he came over, they were like, okay, let's watch a movie, and we have one big couch in our living room, and so I was like relatively it fits all of us, so it's
smaller than our couch out of my house.
Oh.
It's the same size. Yes. It's the same size as the couch that you sat in yesterday in my house.
Okay.
So anyways, I literally was like, okay, come on. And so it was like, we were all like in like a pile, and Josh was like, is there somewhere I can sit? And we're like, come on. And he was like a little freaked out. So it just is like the physical closeness of my family is very different than I think your parents.
Yeah. I mean, because we didn't grow up all touchy feely and touching everybody. Like I literally walked in and they were like watching movies, like the kids and parents, and they would like hold hands. To me, it's really sweet, but to me, it's freaking weird.
Yeah.
That just the way I was raised, that's just strange. But then also, like, the other thing that y'all do that we don't really do is they say, like, love you on the phone, and they hang up. We very rarely, we don't really do that.
Really?
Yeah, like, never.
Sad.
Yeah. I know, it's very strange. It's very strange. Yeah, we do it more now.
It really freaks Marissa out.
I'll tell my sister later, and you'll see her reaction.
When you say that you love her?
Yeah. Or if I can't give her a hug. Like nobody, like, my sister is very anti-touch growing up, except for with her boyfriends.
Yeah.
But other than that, like she didn't really like people touching her like at all.
I'll never forget the first time I ever met her. I walked in here at the lake, and I walked in, and Rita and Marissa walked in, and I was like, oh my gosh, hi. And I gave Rita this huge hug, and I gave Marissa a huge hug. And then while I was like hugging her, everybody went, And I was like, oh no. I was like, this is very bad. This is going to be very bad. They were like, she never lets anybody touch her. What do you do? And I was like, okay, sorry, I'm never going to do that again. So now it's very interesting to.
Yeah, we've spent like on the road, like when we're driving and stuff. Because when I first started dating, we were living like 2.5 hours away from each other. So, and then when we did stuff, it was also usually like longer drives. So we spent a lot of time in the car, just like talking about like, unpacking most of like family crap, just like how we were raised. Like you were raised very differently than I was, and they're like positives and negatives to both sides of how we were raised. And our parents are still married, they still live in the same house Katie grew up in. To me, that's very strange. I didn't have that. Well, I guess I did at my mom's house, but it's just different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's very different. It's interesting. I mean, I feel like I always say I love you to almost not everyone, but like most people, like anyone I'm calling, I love them. Like unless it's a work call, and even some of my work friends, I'm just like, hey, love you, bye. Yeah. You know?
No, we definitely we know that it's weird not to say it, but we just didn't grow up saying it that much, so we just didn't do it.
Oh, that's so interesting.
We're starting to do it more.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely say. I mean, I feel like I say I love you guys like when I'm leaving. I'd be like, hey, love you, bye. You know, like, but now I'm gonna like be so aware of it. Yeah.
Yes, I've become.
Well, that's also the thing for us. I think too is like people say it so much. Not that this is always like a thing. I think is that you say it so much, it doesn't always have meaning to it as much anymore. So when Mama told me that she loved me or something like that, or I told her like, you're like, oh shit, it's real. Or like you're going through something, or like when you don't say it as often, when the times when you do say it, you know that it's like they're intentionally saying it, not just because they hang up the phone and say, okay, love you, bye.
Like not just out of habit.
Yeah, it's not a habitual thing. It's just like it's a literal like I want you to know that hey, I love you. Kind of thing. So that was also another part of it too. Like when we actually ever did say it, like it meant a lot more in my head or our heads. My sister and I still only say to each other, and I'll tell you later. Like I'll give her a hug and tell her bye and love you, and she'll like slowly like put her arm around me and be like, love you.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. Like we grew up like giving like fist bumps goodnight.
Yeah.
Every night, but which we would give my mom a hug, but like we fist bump each other. But
yeah, cute though. Cute.
Yeah,
like
it's a fun thing.
Every family dynamic is different too.
Yeah.
And even like, you know, because we're like I guess like extended family, like our dynamic is different than like your immediate bubble dynamic as well. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. Okay. So what's your story?
You got this one.
Like our story together, or
however you guys would like to interpret it. It can be story.
I would say start off with how we met.
How we met? Okay. Yeah. We were in high school, and it was we went to two separate high schools, but locally. So it's probably 35, 40 minutes in between us. But I was a cheerleader, and he played football for the other football team, and they had just beaten us or something. It was just a bad game.
It was like 30-something to 0.
Yeah, it was. We were just a bad football team. But anyways, my dad is a football coach for my high school team, and so I was like leaving the locker room. I drove with him to the game, and so I was leaving the coach's space in the locker room, like waiting on him to like get out of there. But his whole team was like standing outside of the locker room, and I was of course like petrified because I walk out and I see all of these horrific smelling teenage boys that were just but so I was like walking head down, like I was like full on, like, you know, the walk, like when you're walking like down the sidewalk and you're like
do not look at me,
no eye contact, nothing. And I had like my megaphone like over my shoulder ready to swing if anybody like was like trying to make a move or whatever. But anyways, I get like maybe halfway out of the parking lot, and then I hear him calling my name, and calling not my name, but calling like, hey, like wait up. And he asked me for my phone number, like just randomly. And then this was high school. So, senior year of high school? Junior? Senior year of high school. It was funny. A couple years ago, I actually looked back on like for our football schedule that year and found the exact date that we met, which was, I think it was like September or something.
Yeah, there's actually like on my Snapchat, I took a picture in their like field house locker room. And every year there's like the Snapchat memories. And so like every time it comes up, I'm like, hey, Katie, like, it's been 9 years since we've known each other.
Which is crazy. But
on my side of the story, I don't have a very good memory in general. And she always told me that she had pepper spray in her hand, ready to pepper spray me, because she was worried when I come up to her. And then later on, she told me that was a lie. She didn't have pepper spray. So every time that I hear the story, it's different. But I don't really remember the story very well because I have a terrible memory.
Okay.
But anyways,
Then we met, we started talking, and we were friends for a very long time, for like maybe 6 years.
Yeah, we just like talk. Like we would like FaceTime in college, like every once in a while. We basically talk shit about our exes or like what are like, I don't know, because we were like long distance. We never actually saw each other. And the first 6 years, I think I saw her 3 times
Whoa.
So we
in
were just,
person.
like, basically like online friends, basically, for
Yeah.
a long time. And then I graduated college. We were all like, we kind of kept up with each other, and I would FaceTime him like when I was getting ready for like to go out or whatever in college.
There's a whole like getting ready video thing.
Oh my God, yes.
It was
Like,
so
she
much
took me on her
fun.
desk, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's time for
Yeah.
games. Get ready with me. Makeup video.
All of my
Yes.
friends knew like who he was, all this stuff. But then I graduated college, and I told myself I did all of like the dating apps. I did all of the things. I tried everything, and I was like, I'm just so exhausted of like, you know, I want to be able to date somebody that already knows all of these things about me. I don't want to go through the what's your favorite color, you know, how many siblings do you have? Like, I'm so tired of that. And so I was like, you know, I don't plan on meeting anybody new anytime soon. So it's got to be one of you guys. And it was him. And we went on a date it was to like a work party that he had.
I had a work party at this a venue I worked at in Athens, and we had like a
That
little,
place.
yeah, the live wire team
Yes.
square. I think we were there for drinks once.
Yeah.
maybe. And we were having like a little like prom thing because
Yeah.
we're
He
all
was
we were
prom
we're
king.
yeah
It was
we were
very
all
adorable.
friends.
You told me about this.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were all friends. Like we always hang out outside of work, but then like we won like a work social, so we did like a fake prom. So like we did the whole like rent a tux, girls wear the dresses, we had corsage, like there was the whole
Prom.
thing.
Yeah.
And Katie was the only girl I was talking to, and I was like, hey, like I need a date for this thing. And we'd always been like semi flirty, I guess.
Yeah.
But then I was like, and yeah, she
You
came.
literally asked her to prom.
Yeah, I asked her to prom in post college.
Yeah. It was very, very, very cute.
Oh my God.
I mean, I think I was like texting her about it.
Here
This
we
wasn't like a poster or anything. You know how awkward that crap was.
Oh, the promposals? Oh yeah.
It wasn't as cringy as all that. But yeah, now what is it? Almost 4 years later, we're married and we have a house. We have a dog. We have a mortgage together. So
You guys are full on adulting.
we're
It's
full on
really
adulting.
insane, and I don't think I'd ever picture myself. But if you asked me 4 or 5 years ago today, I wouldn't have pictured myself doing this. Like just like living
Living
near my
like,
parents and
living a lot.
in a small town with my, you know, in my house that I own with my husband is just a crazy
We don't own it. The
idea.
bank owns it.
Well,
You bought it. Like
yeah, we paid money for
Yeah,
it.
we did pay some money.
Wow. That's holy shit.
It's a fun story because it's not like
It's
most
very
people-
Hallmark movie esque, and
Yeah,
it's kind of
really.
like
It's kind of like cringy a little bit, but then also it's like it's nice that it's like everybody now is like, oh, how'd you meet? Like, oh, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, like whatever have you, Facebook dating. And I'm like, no, we went the good old fashioned way. I asked for a number, which I'm not clear on whether I asked for her number or her Snapchat. Neither one was remember.
Yeah.
But like in high school, you know, Snapchat and texting were the two like main forms of community. That and group me. Y'all did group me? at your
Yeah.
school?
Yeah.
So like that, I don't remember it was or if it was her number or Snapchat. But yeah, it's fun that it was more like natural compared to.
Yeah. Agreed. I'm like kind of so well, I'm single now, but so anti apps. Like for myself, I'm just like, I don't have.
it's exhausting.
It's
It
exhausting.
just takes everything
Yeah.
out of you.
Yeah.
My
it
dad's
feels so-
doing it.
Yes, yeah, your dad is.
My
very-
dad has been on
very
apps
much
for
into Facebook
many
dating.
years now.
Oh my God.
And he's like, I'm just so tired of you talk to him for a day or two, then you finally ask him on a date, and then you go on the date and it's weird or like stands you up, and it's like, man, it's just exhausting. I'm like, he didn't know about all the whole like that it's like a thing, but like at what's your favorite color, play 20 questions, or like I would always ask like what's your favorite cereal. That was my like go-to question, like what's your favorite cereal? And he was like, yeah, I hate that shit. And I was like, yeah, it's terrible.
I hate small talk.
Yeah.
I hate
And
small
it's just,
talk.
it's just all small talk. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's like what dating is, and I don't know. I met my ex on an app, and I'm just kind of like, I want to meet someone out in the wild, like, but also I don't really have the time or energy to spend any time like actively looking. Like, I feel like the right person.
Come, yeah.
It's kind of how we were. It's like when we knew we were ready for a relationship, it was like, oh, well, we looked through the plethora of people that I talked to, which we don't talk to many people. And then, that was how it worked out.
That's I love that. I don't think I ever got the full story. Like I got a little bit here and there, like at the wedding, you know, like they talk like generally, but like not the actual. Because I was like, wait, because I knew you guys met in high school, but I didn't know like this kind of in between, like how you got from there to in a relationship and married, you know.
I
So
mean, we just kept up.
yeah, I think it's cute. You guys have like an online friendship for.
Yes. Yeah. I feel like we knew so much about each other before we actually started dating that it was so
Yeah,
easy.
it was
Like
easy.
everything was just so easy.
Like we skipped the like the small talk stuff. We skipped all that crap, which I didn't know she had a brother. When we got together, I had no idea she had an older brother. So it's just like how I have like Josh, an older brother who's in his mid 30s with kids.
Yeah.
She also has a brother mid 30s with kids that was like home but not really home because he was like when you were growing up. It's like his time to move out.
Age gap.
The age gap is like a 10-year. I think for both of us 10-year age gap. So it's very interesting having that different kind of dynamic too. But yeah, it was cool.
Cool. Okay, so what are 3 words you'd use to describe yourself? And I don't typically ask this question unless I'm with people who know each other really well, specifically best friends and partners, but 3 words you'd use to describe the other person.
Yeah, that's what I would have. That would have been a good one to think about beforehand. I feel like Katie could put 3 words together for me better than I could for myself.
I mean, I think that you are hardworking. I think that hardworking.
Pretty.
Very pretty.
It's just hard to think of one word. Hardworking, you are curious, and you are resourceful. So those are my 3.
Interesting.
But there's many more I can think of.
I think you are determined and loving and selfless.
That's very sweet.
So nice.
Thanks. What are your 3 words? that
Yeah.
you use to
What are your
describe
3
yourself?
words?
Oh, for myself?
Yeah.
Um,
And then we want to say words about you too.
Oh, okay. We can. I mean, you totally can. You know me my whole life. And you can too. I mean, you haven't known me that long, but I guess when did we meet?
Sometime when we were dating.
Yeah, I guess. Was it that one time we all went out, like the 6 of us?
I think it was that time.
Pizza.
Yeah, we got pizza.
Yeah,
we
we
like
got
went
pizza and
out,
that's
out.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And y'all
okay.
bought the first round of drinks, and y'all were like, "It's so cheap," and we're like, me and Merce were like, "Oh my god!" It was like $50 for the first round. We were like, "This is so expensive," and you were like, "Nah, it's nothing." I was like, "Okay."
It's yeah, because in Georgia, like that's
Yeah.
in New York to buy a round of drinks, or Miami to buy a round of drinks for everybody, like that's hundreds of dollars.
That's crazy, but it's also like the 2 most expensive places to live in the U.S. Some of the most
I'm
expensive.
missing like SF and LA too.
Yeah.
The thing is like I ask that question and sometimes people turn it around on me, and I think it was 5 I had, which like breaks the rules, but whatever. It's my podcast, my rules. I don't care. In no particular order, I said adventurous, loving, which was the one my mom gave to me, and I was like, okay, great. Honest, which was one my best friend gave to me, and I was like, okay, yes. I say brave, which honestly is a lot of times what people have told me, like when I tell them about what I did, they're like, oh my God, that's so brave. And I was like, I didn't think it was. And I would say ambitious. Are my 5?
So I think some people outside can see better than you can in your own way.
Yeah.
So something that you think isn't that brave, other people do. I don't know.
I would add intentional to that list too. I think you're
Yeah,
extremely intentional.
Yeah, extremely.
With the questions that you ask, I feel like from like the first time that we met, you were always very engaged with what's going on in my life, what my feelings are, my perspective on things, and it's like definitely something that I think we together have talked about as well. Is just how
That's not
you
normal.
intentionally
here.
ask very, I guess, guided questions, pointed questions to kind of get to the deeper meaning of what you really want to know.
Yeah.
Some people I think would call it intrusive. But not, but like also like you're you and your family, so like it doesn't come off as intrusive.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've always thought your conversations are very intentional and very deep. We would leave like last night after I left, I was like, I'm exhausted. Like just talking about that, like sometimes it's like hard stuff to talk about. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
Because like usually like when we talk, we don't talk that crazy deep all the time. Usually only in car rides. No joke. I think most of our deep conversations come in car rides because there's nothing else to do besides
We're
talk.
trapped with each other.
There's also something about like sitting shoulder to shoulder and looking out that's
Yeah.
a little bit less. I don't know if it's confrontational is not quite the right word, but there's something about like sitting shoulder to shoulder and looking towards the same thing that's also, it's easier to say the thing than like looking face to face sometimes.
Yeah, that's
This
true.
is crazy, and I think about this a lot. I think about he used to watch Love Is Blind, like that used to go on TV. And like I noticed, and maybe it was like a segment in the an episode, but after the couples had like met and gotten together, and they lived in the same apartment together, but they solved all of their problems from just like separate rooms.
Yeah.
And that's how they like realize that's like how they effectively communicate.
What
Yeah.
they do? Like call each other from different rooms?
No, they just
I remember what you're talking about.
Yes, yeah, and I can't remember what season or what episode, but I'm remembering
it.
It happened
so
at least
well.
twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. I know exactly
I
what you're
can't
talking
look
about.
at you anymore. I need a wall.
You're like, please get into that room.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's true, but also we were talking about it last night. It's funny that a couple things, but number one is interesting that you feel drained from that conversation because I felt so energized after that
That's
conversation.
why I asked you about that yesterday. You were like, this invigorates me. I'm like, wow, I'm drained.
I felt like electric after. I was like, wow, like this felt like it really filled my cup, like to have a really nice, deep conversation because I hate small talk and I think it's a waste of time a lot of times. And it's like, if I'm with you for a certain period of time, I want to actually have a real conversation and not just like, how's work? Like, which is great. And I do want to know how work is, but like, I want to know how you're feeling about it generally. I want to know, I don't want to know like this basic overview. Like I want to know something really specific or really broad. And it's about being intentional with it. But also we talked about the strengths finder last night too. Yeah. And my number 2 strength is called woo, which is winning others over, which means I love to ask questions. Like I love to know, I like to get to know strangers. I like to know things about their lives. And like I'll have ridiculously deep conversations with really random strangers next to me all the time, all the time. And I'm like, I know your deepest trauma and see you never. Like I don't have your phone number. I don't know your name, but
well, it's easier to talk to people you don't know too. Like I know this person, I've never met them, or I don't know this person, I've never met them, and never gonna see them again. So it's like easier to talk. It's like with us like talking before we started dating for 6 years. Like we were like, I knew that Katie was a real person, but like also like it was very intangible.
Like a romantic relationship that was like looming, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we started off as friends for so long that it was just like at the point where we knew each other so well that there was no judgment.
Yeah, and then also like we weren't in person too, so it's like I didn't have to see you every day, so like, I felt more comfortable telling you certain things that I wouldn't tell my average friends.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I don't know. You're more like set apart from everything else in my day-to-day life.
Well, that's another benefit of having therapists too, is that like there's and it's a nice thing about talking about friends who are kind of removed from your life is that they're removed from your life. So they don't have like the intricacies of their own dynamics within the situation, which is like if we're talking about family stuff, like everyone has their own perspective of it because everyone's so in the family dynamic that it's hard to see it clearly because you're so in it and you're biased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like sometimes people like guard their words because they don't want to upset somebody or like get it misconstrued down the road.
Yes, I hate that. But intentional is such a nice one, and I really love that one.
Yeah, you're very intentional.
Yeah. No, I've had some interesting ones from friends. I've done this exercise with a couple of friends, and my best friend said honest, which is how I got that word from him. He said honest, gregarious, and I forget what the third one was. I have like a whole list that I like keep because the people around you, like they see you so clearly and they can see you for your faults too. And, it can be like really, sometimes people do not want to hear my like really invasive questions, but I also typically can read the room about when to ask and when not to ask and when to just keep it surface level versus when to go really deep. And also I'm like really open. If someone is just like, I don't want to answer that question, I'm like, okay, cool. So like, what's your favorite cereal? Like I don't, and for the record, I think mine would probably be, I would either go like Honey Nut Cheerio or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cheerio, that's crazy. Mine's Captain Crunch, the original, or berries.
He loves the berries. It's so icky. It's so gross.
It's so good. What's yours?
I'm a Reese's Puffs girly.
I didn't have Reese's Puffs till college.
Reese's Puffs. Peanut butter chocolate flavor.
It had the best commercials. That and then the Lucky Charms commercials. I used to love the Lucky Charms. Like,
what was the one with the cinnamon stick and the little apple?
Apple Jacks. Yeah, Apple Jack. That one's good.
Those are good.
Line celebration with the
What the Jamaican dude?
cinnamon stick.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, the submissible Jamaican.
I didn't even think about that.
He had the hat. What's the hat called? The dread hat. I don't know. He had dreads and everything.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I didn't even remember that. Yeah, Applejack slap. I love a Fruit Loop.
Yeah, Fruit Loops are good.
love a Fruit Loop. Yeah, but cinnamon, Honey Nut Cheerio or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But like if I'm buying a box of cereal, I'm like probably buying Honey Nut Cheerio.
Did you drink milk growing up like that? Or did you do?
Yeah.
Because on show, did you grow up super lactose intolerant?
No. So it's super weird. I grew up drinking so much milk, like
Whole milk?
yeah, like milk. I would like
The strongest bones you've ever seen.
yeah, like unbreakable.
Yeah.
No, I would drink milk, and then I think it was like really randomly when I turned 19, I just started experiencing like crazy. I didn't eat ice cream and stuff growing up. Like it was not like cheese, like nothing. And when I was 19, I just started experiencing this like crazy stomach pain, and I was like, I remember. I went out for Thai food and had some sort of like milk cake thing. I remember being doubled over on the subway being like, I am in so much pain right now. What the heck is this? And it kept happening. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try cutting out like gluten dairy and see what happens. I think it was just dairy. And I was like, oh, no pain. So then I just got lactose intolerance randomly at 19 for no reason. And then it went away.
It's gone?
It's
Seasonal
gone.
lactose intolerance.
Seriously, it was there for like maybe 5-6 years. And then it was gone. And I'm like, now I'm fine. Like last night I didn't get the milkshake. Honestly, I don't still regret it because those brownies you made were so good.
Package. What can I say?
Oh, so good. But like,
Shout out Aldi.
right? But I was like, I could have had the milkshake last night, but it like would have been bordering. Like a whole milkshake is intense. But yeah, like no, I'm fine now, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
It's like people that have allergies and that their allergies
Well, they grow out of
dissipate.
it. It's like I had childhood asthma. Like I don't have asthma anymore, but like as a kid, I had severe asthma.
Oh, which is what grew out of it.
Yeah, you just grow out of it. It's literally called childhood asthma. Like, they termed it and everything.
Oh, crazy. And so we've talked about this question before, but curious if your answers changed or not. But what's the best piece and the worst piece of advice you've ever received?
I'm trying to think of any advice I've actually gotten. I don't know what my answers were before. I probably was great for the answers last time.
I remember like my worst piece of advice was one that you kind of agreed with.
Oh.
The worst piece of advice I've ever received is when people like it drives me nuts when people tell me to be realistic.
Oh, I love that. I love realism. I think it's such a great thing to be like, hey, be realistic. I think it grounds me.
Oh my god, it drives me absolutely nuts.
Well, it's like I don't want to. Like I don't know. I like to be realistic.
But what does realistic means? Because like at the same time, everything is possible.
Well, yeah, I think your worldview or like the way you see the future is very different than the way I see the future. Like I'm very rigid. I need a lot of structure. Need to see a direct line from point A to point B, and you're like, point A can lead to B or C or D or whatever, and it can. I don't know. You're like I don't know. I think you can see it going in different ways differently. But like to me, it's like I'm very realistic. I think your mom hates the fact that I'm super realistic in the way that, because sometimes it'll come off very negatively.
Would it be like more pragmatic than realistic?
I think you're a very analytically minded person, and so it's hard sometimes when people are kind of talking about bigger picture things. Like
I'm very logistical.
I'm thinking about when we bought our house, like my mom is very into interior design and she loves to do like redesigns and remakes of spaces, and she likes to renovate things and like that kind of stuff. But then, he's looking at this perfectly solid house that we have and, we like it. And so we're buying it. We like it so much that we're going to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on it. So he's like, well, what's the point in changing anything when it's, already serving the purpose that it's needed.
We bought a move-in ready house. Why do I want to change it? We just spent however much money on this house, like my entire life savings. Like, why would we change it immediately? Like, it's somewhat logistical, somewhat not logistical, but think that the way that I think in my head. But yeah, it's definitely different. Some people definitely view the way I view being realistic as like putting down dreams.
That's kind of like when people tell me to be realistic, that's how I see it.
Yeah, and that's not how I see it. That's just I'm just more, not that you can't achieve your dreams, because you obviously can, but like my dreams are more realistic. They're not like out there. Like my dreams are very like close, and they're not like crazy. Travel the world for a year, like that's crazy. That's great, but like I never would have thought to do that for myself, like ever. Like that's just not my kind of thing. Like I'm much more like, I don't know.
Yeah, like if you were going through a breakup, that I mean, also, but like, I don't think a lot of people could have done that because of my work situation.
Yeah, your remote job
Yeah.
was like that saved your life on that one.
No, seriously, my work situation was the thing.
Yeah.
Like, if I was in a situation where I had to be going into the office, I would have just gotten a new apartment and just moved. But because I was set up to be fully remote, that's what enabled me to do what I did. And I was also something I was playing with. I was playing with that idea before we split up. And I was just like, because we were both remote. So I was like, we can go. And we used to do it. We used to be like, let's go live somewhere for a month and try it out. And I was like, we were playing with that idea, but he was just so uninterested in it. And then when we split up, I was like, literally,
you're not held back now
by anything.
Yeah,
I don't own
do it.
anything. Like, I have no responsibilities other than my credit card bill and making sure my work gets done. So like, I can do that anywhere, like whatever. But yeah, it was actually funny. I was voice messaging a girlfriend the other day, and she's like, "You are the most delusional person I know." And I was like, I don't think I'm delusional, but then when I see externally my thoughts in other people's eyes, I was like, oh wait, actually,
I'm sure
maybe a little.
I'm sure when you talk to me, you can see it on my face when you say something like, what do you mean you just leave and you trap? Like, what?
But I remember like when I told you about the plan last year, you told me on the phone, you're like, that's the most Sasha thing I've ever heard.
It is. Because like you've always been like that too. Like you've always been like, make it happen. Like why don't you like following your dreams? Like just do it. And I'm like, well, you don't just do it. In my head, like you don't just do it. Like you gotta like, I know like you plan pretty good. You budget and whatever else have you for your stuff that your dreams. But like, I don't know. Like I also like my little simple life too. That like get a job, get married, buy a house, have kids. Just very plain simple. Also like Southern-y vibes too. Like,
yeah.
And also like I work a blue collar job. That's what I work with too.
Yeah, but it's like,
So that's where I'm surrounded by.
it's like a very traditional way to live life. And
Yeah.
if that's something that you want and something you love, like do that. And if it makes you happy, do that. It's just like, that's just never been.
Yeah, it's not that's not a soft thing. Like if you told me you were settling down in some rural town, I've been like, Sasha, are you okay? Like blink twice if you need help.
Twice if you need help.
Yeah.
I will be like, blink twice, please God, I'll come save you. Yeah.
I will drive to you and
Yeah.
take that
I'm
night.
gonna drop you off at Hartsfield Jackson Airport, and you're gonna be gone.
Yeah. Here's a plane
You're gonna be
ticket, go
gone.
wherever you need to go.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
man.
see you. Yeah.
I now come up with a quote.
Okay, what
It's
is
not
it?
really a quote, or not a quote. What was it?
Best piece or worst piece of advice you've ever received?
I think I can't remember who told it to me. It might be a therapist, might be a friend or a coach, but somebody told me life's all about perspective. It's also my senior quote. We talked about that last night, but
Yeah.
like when somebody told that to me, and once it finally clicked at one point, I can't remember if I was like really depressed or sad or whatever have you that was happening at the time. And then someone was like, it's all about perspective. And I was like, wow, you're right. And for whatever reason, my perspective changed in that moment.
Yeah.
And it really made a big difference in my attitude. Not attitude. That's not the right word I'm thinking of.
Your mindset.
My mindset really changed when someone said that, because like, you might think that your life is really, really shitty. You're comparing it to other people's, and then it's like all about perspective. Like, they probably think the same thing about them. Like, they think their life is shit and think yours is great. Or like, you compare it to like any like just comparing and stuff. But like, the perspective thing really changed some stuff for me.
Yeah.
Just like putting different things in different perspectives.
This also probably plays that curiosity aspect as well, to be curious about how one thing doesn't have to be your perspective. It can be seen in a bunch of different ways, because it's like, it's not the meaning, like it's all about the meaning you give it, but you can give it any meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Katie, did you have a best piece or worst piece?
Best, I don't know if this is necessarily a piece of advice, but it's something that I think about a lot, is like, you may not remember somebody's actions or exactly what they said, but you'll always remember how they made you feel. And so I feel like the way that people are treated is very important to me. And that's always a good reminder, is just to think about,
Treat others
Or-
the way you want to be treated.
yes, but also like if you leave like a hangout with somebody, or if you leave a function and you're like, that just does not sit right with me, like that's just not for you.
Yeah,
and
Nick.
so,
Nick.
an ick. Yeah. But yeah, making sure that you're intentional and filling your cup with people that make you feel good, but also remembering that you have the power to make people feel a certain ways is always
Yeah, like
think about.
I think the biggest ones for that example for us is like when we got to eat. What's it called? Not servers. I'm thinking service staff. No, wait staff. I don't know. People at drive-throughs, waitresses, hostesses, waiters, like all that kind of like that job category. Like, we hate when we see people being rude to them, and it happens very frequently where we live. and it drives us absolutely nuts. And like I may bitch about the way like a server was, or like the person at the drive-through, or like one time I got a McDonald's burger and like the bun was upside down, there's ketchup everywhere. I'm like, if you're gonna do your job, like do it cool, like right, like. But then like we were always nice to people because like I don't know what kind of day they're having. He could be like on the verge of quitting or whatever, like having the worst day of their lives.
Yeah.
But we've always like liked that.
Yeah,
That was really
completely.
random, but
No, completely, and completely makes sense too. And you never know what someone else is going through, and you do remember the way people make you feel, and you meet someone's energy before you meet them, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Is there a childhood dream that still lives within you?
I don't think I had childhood dreams. The only thing I can think of is like what what do you want to be when you grow up? That's
Yeah.
like, and like mine always said either, you know, obviously a doctor, or at one point I was a math teacher, and then like in high school I was like, the hell are you talking about? Like I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the medical field, but that didn't happen either.
But it's also just like, is there a childhood dream that's like you still kind of have now?
No,
Okay, fair.
not for me. You?
I've always wanted to live in New York just for a little bit. And I know that that is not something that he is excited about. I had a plan, a quote unquote plan in college, that I was going to graduate and I was going to do the corporate thing and go to New York and all that stuff. And then everything just changed so rapidly that I just think New York City is just such a cool place with so many cultures and such a conglomeration of all of these different people that have come from all over the world. And so, you know, whether it's, you know, people that maybe they're first generation, or maybe they're immigrants that, you know, came to the world, came to
world.
the world, came
Aliens?
first generation world citizens now, to like, I feel like New York is just such a cool symbol of like, there's different boroughs with different cultures. There's this guy I follow on TikTok. I cannot remember his name, but his goal is to go to every ethnic enclave in New York City and experience the culture for a day. And just like something like that, I think is so cool to be able to, and it's all accessed by public transportation. And so if I wanted one day to get up and have the best dumplings in New York City, like I could do that, or like best dumplings in the whole state of New York, like that is accessible.
Probably the whole country.
So, whole country, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You can't do that
that's
here.
something that I've always thought about, like really wanting to do. And even when I was little, I grew up around a ton of art and music and all of that kind of stuff. And so being able to be so close to that, I think, is something that I really would like to do one day, whether it's live there for a month, like you said, or, you know, eventually maybe one day when we get old and retire, we can go to New York for an extended period of time or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
The logistics in my head are already turning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
See,
realism.
the realism.
No, I mean, I always tell people I lived there for 6 years. I loved it so much. I would have stayed longer, but life. So
Hey, you might go back. Who knows?
yeah, exactly. It's a real option to go back to New York, and I loved living there so much. And it's exactly what you said. People typically have a very like polarizing reaction to New York, where they're like, I love it to visit, or like I hate this place, or I love it and I want to actually live here. And I'd say like if you feel called to New York, live there, because it is such a invigorating experience, and there's something so electrifying about the city, and it's so cool that it's the center of the world for so many things, like for fashion and for art and for music and for a bunch of different types of culture and for food and like every different type of industry. It's the center of it. New York is a world of secret doors, and it's so true, where there is these, you know, the highs of the highs and the lows of the lows, and someone's always working harder than you, and someone's always doing better, and someone's always doing worse, and it's just like such a beautiful place, and it's such a mix of cultures and mix of different people, and it's really just, it's like it's probably one of my favorite places in the entire world. It's probably like my favorite city in the whole planet, and I loved living there, and I still love going back, and it's very anxiety inducing, and it's very overstimulating, and when you're in it, you kind of get used to it. You just have to make sure to like remove yourself once a month to like touch grass, you know, see like the water or something, just like get out of the hustle bustle for a second. But it is, if you feel called to it, I suggest doing it at some point in your life. And I know your sister wanted to also.
Yes,
Or is she there now, or
she's not. So my sister's currently cruise shipping.
Okay.
But her big appeal is she's looking for a walkable city. So that's like also another appeal, is like, you know, not having to pay for gas and worry about a car and all of that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, so she spent a summer in New York, and I mean, loved it. So.
Yeah, it's incredible. I loved living there, and I'm considering going back, but we'll see. We'll see like kind of what the vibe is. You never know. Okay, so we're at the beginning of 2026 now. What's the biggest lesson you've learned in the last year?
Well, last year was kind of a big year.
Yeah, I know. Well, last year's a future.
Yeah, we got married,
Yeah.
bought a house. Don't do that in the same month.
Yeah.
Don't get married by a house the same month.
Niche advice.
Yeah, that's very, yeah, that's a lot.
I think, and I was talking, I think, a little bit about this last night, but how it takes you a long time to recover from that kind of stress or that kind of emotional uprootment, I guess is it's maybe not the right word I'm looking for, but like it was just a lot of change and a lot of high stress situation, a lot of logistical, a lot of, I guess, future planning as well, and it took a long time to recover from that. So I mean, like it was like probably at least 2 or 3 months where like I was like, okay, like we need to like be at home this weekend.
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
So,
Post all that.
and I realized that that's like exactly what we needed, I think, is the ability to recover, I think, is a big piece. And I know you were talking about that as well with your, like, you have just been everywhere all the time for the last year and a half or so. And so being able to find time to
Recover.
yeah.
Yeah, like build in recovery time. Yeah, because I mean, it's kind of, I guess, like same but different. And I was talking about it with Marissa when we recorded, where all three of us had really, really transformational, big, intense years, where she just had her second baby. You got married and bought a house, and I like uprooted my life and started traveling full time, went through a crazy, crazy breakup. And, you know, it's like with these big, intense life changes, you also need to make sure to incorporate rest recovery, because it is like a lot for your nervous system to take on, and it is like changing as well. Like you are evolving, and that like comes with a lot of growing pains, but sometimes you need to sit and be like, oh my God, like I need a second to chill out. And so yeah, I'm building in that time now. So like that's my next 3 weeks or so. But
Yeah, that was part for me is resting, because like my resting at my house was not real rest, because like I work a very physical job. I come home and we just bought a house, and like I need to fix this place up. Like the yard was in disarray, and there's just so many things that we want to do, and you can't do it all at once. And I was getting overwhelmed with always having something to do, and like Kate could keep getting on to me about like, hey, like you're not resting. Like you're just like you just come home and you keep working until you can't go anymore.
there would be times when he would get home at 5:30 from work, and then he wouldn't actually come inside. Like I wouldn't actually see him for the first time that day until it got dark out.
Yeah.
He would just stay outside and get in this mode where his flow state, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then if I come inside, it'd be the same thing. I'd be like, okay, well, I need to start working on this room or that room, or unpacking this or building this for that. And like, it was very like, until probably 4 or 5 months ago, I actually would like sit down for the weekend, and I have no problem now. I can sit on the couch with Katie for an entire day. We barely speak to each other, and we just like watch a show together. And it's very like relaxing, and we both need that time to recuperate after our weeks. But like for me, it's like being okay that I'm not getting something done, because I'm very much the kind of person that I have to be proactively accomplishing stuff, getting something done. If you're not doing anything, you're wasting time, kind of vibe.
Oh my God, I have never related to something more.
Yeah, it's so like you have to like I hated that.
We talked a lot about this when we first started dating, is like just the way that we were brought up so differently. Is like I was taught that like my home is like that's where you go and that's your soft place to fall, and that's where you do nothing. That's where you can relax and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And so I think you grew up with a very different experience of kind of a high stress household at some points. And so it's hard for you to sit down and decompress fully when you are realizing that there's still a to-do list, but there's always that to-do list is never ending and always expanding.
Yeah, like I think some of the bigger examples of that is like in my house growing up, it's like if it's past 8:30, like Robert was coming, my stepdad was coming in and being like, "You gonna sleep all day? Like you're sleeping the day away. Like what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I guess I should get up and do something." Or like sometimes like Kate would tell me growing up, like it wouldn't be weird to lay in bed all day. Here, hell no. I'd be scared to be laying in bed all day, or like playing Xbox all day. That wasn't a thing. I'm not scared, but like that's like not how I was raised to be like. And like if somebody in the house is doing something, you should try to help them. Like if you're sitting on the couch and they get up and say we just had dinner and they're doing dishes by themselves, like why are you still sitting on the couch? Like you should get up, ask see if they need help. If they don't want it, fine. Like for me, like being with her family, like I can't sit down and let them do stuff with that. Like, it just feels wrong to me. Like, I can't. I don't know. It's very strange.
Chilling is hard. I
Chilling is
wonder if this
hard.
is like a Patil thing.
It might be.
Does
I don't
Marissa
know.
experience this too?
I don't know.
We'll have to ask her. We'll have to ask her when we go downstairs and eat smoked chicken. But I experienced the exact same thing. Like I feel almost guilty.
Yeah, oh yeah,
We're sitting
very,
still.
very guilty.
Yeah. I feel so
Huge
much
amount of
guilt if I'm not doing something. And
Yeah.
like to actually rest is like really difficult. My therapist was telling me, he's like, why do you need to get surgery in order to build in rest time? I was like, thanks for calling me out.
Because I'm forced to.
Because I have to stop, and I like really hate that. Okay. If future you were to come back to this moment, what advice would you give yourself?
You're basically saying, give myself advice right now.
Sure. Yeah.
That's what the question is, right?
Yeah, if you want to interpret it that way.
How do I know my future self's gonna think? Mine would probably say it's gonna be all right because I'm a very anxious person. It's all gonna work out.
I think mine would be that everybody's on a different timeline still. And that's something I tell myself now, but I'm sure in a year we got married in May, and the amount of questions of when are you going to pop out a few kids? Like, what's next for you? And I'm like,
it is immediate.
yesterday at work, one of my coworkers was like, so you having kids anytime soon? I'm like, okay, I'll let you know. You'll be the first one I tell, I promise.
No kidding. You get married and people like the next week are like I think on our honeymoon people ask us when we were planning with kids. I'm like, I don't know. I'm still trying. I'm on the honeymoon right now.
My last invoice out.
Yeah, like
So
yeah, we just paid our first mortgage. I don't
think
know.
being just a reminder of, everybody's on a different timeline, and you definitely don't want to bring life into the world if you're not ready for it, because that's a whole responsibility.
That's like the one decision that is not temporary.
That's like a person that you have and raise, and you have to. I don't
Why are you holding my neck?
But being responsible for somebody else, period, is just so daunting to me right now that I'm like, I can't even take care of myself. How am I supposed to?
And it's like seeing Marissa and Brandon do it. I'm like, holy shit, do I even want kids? Because like,
we talk about rotting on the couch all day. That's what we love to do. And thinking about that.
Like there's no time. And it's like I'm just like thinking about like with my job, like coming home from work and then like how I play with the kids. I'm like, there's some days from work I come home nonverbal, like I don't speak, and I can't, like I don't want to. And with kids, you have to put on another game face, which I know like everyone says like once you have to, like guys at work, like there's some people our age, my age at work that are having kids right now, and I'm like, oh dude, like it's so easy, it's not as bad as you think it is. And I'm like, are you sure? And they're like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. I'm like, I don't know. The thought of it's terrifying and like exhausting because like they're like, oh yeah, like I got 2 hours sleep last night, but I'm here at work. I'm like, should you be working right now? Like that seems kind of dangerous, but
yeah.
A lot of respect for people that have kids.
Honestly,
yeah, we have
so
a lot
much.
of respect
It's
for the
something that
kids.
I want one day, but it's not something that I can handle right now. So.
No, completely. And it's like a decision that is not reversible, and it takes you take on a whole new identity, and it changes every single aspect of your life forever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, take your time doing it. And it's also just like, fuck everyone else's timeline. Seriously. Like it's just, I hate the external pressure to like do things. I'm already getting pressure from certain people being like, okay, so when are you getting married? I'm like,
Hey.
can you chill out? Like, please. No, like it's just not a thing.
Do you foresee yourself getting married one day?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Yeah. I think I want to get married. The kids part, I am kind of like neutral to, but I've had friends describe to me where they like didn't want kids and then one day they woke up and they were ready, and I was like, okay, I'm open to that feeling happening, but that feeling has not happened to me, and if the feeling never happens to me, I'm open to that too.
Yeah, well,
My worry there is like, if it's so easy for you to wake up one day and be like, I want kids, like you could wake up 3 days later and be like, I don't want kids. That's a little scary to me.
Well, my sister never wanted kids either. Like she all in high school, she's like, I don't want kids, and then like she got married to the right guy, I guess. It's like, oh yeah, I want kids. I want like 4 or 5, who knows how many. I'm like, where'd that come? Like when she told us that she wanted kids, we were like, who? What? Okay,
Yeah.
but I mean,
It's like that.
When you know, you know.
Exactly. And that's literally, we talked about this on the pod too. She's like, I just knew. Like, that feeling has not hit me, and I'm open to it hitting me, but I'm open to it not hitting me. But right now, I'm kind of neutral. I'm like, I want dogs and businesses and homes.
Dogs are great.
Yeah, dogs, businesses, and homes, and like a man. Like, I not,
Multiple homes.
yeah, at least 2, but ideally 2 to 4.
You gonna put one down south?
No, there's already so many homes down here. There's so many homes down here in the family. We're gonna buy
That's
up
true.
this entire street. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? This
That is crazy.
we're gonna buy up this whole like neighborhood at this point. Like this is
The
crazy.
neighborhood's like, why are those Indians moving in?
Yeah, I'd be like, can we get these brown people out of here? Like,
Well, it is weird because this neighborhood's probably like 200 houses, and I would say maybe 15 are not white people,
yeah, it's crazy.
that's just the county we're into. Like, it's very white,
Yeah,
predominantly white county, but
yeah. I don't know. I'm like, no. I mean, yeah, houses, but not. I don't think I'd put one here because all the families
Yeah,
gonna be
there's no
down here.
point.
There's so many houses that, like, if I wanted to come down here, I have 4 different houses I could stay in at least.
yeah. Well, let us know where you end up getting these houses so we know where to go visit.
Yeah, for real, for real. Okay.
And
Last,
vacation.
yeah, actually. Last question is there something that you used to want that's now just a normal part of your life that you may or may not take for granted?
Eating out, because like I used to never eat out. We would grow up, like growing up, we ate out some, but like it was always like timidly asking our parents, "Is it okay if we get a Sprite? Do we have to order water?" And it's like
Having their own like
it's just like having the financial freedom to, if we don't want to cook one night, go out, and when we go out, like it's okay to order an appetizer. If you want a drink, get a drink. Like I don't necessarily want to have to like when we have kids, when they limit them because of not necessarily, I don't know if it's financial or not. I know my dad's house is financial, but I don't know about my mom's. But like just having the financial freedom to like not hold back with some things in life that some people think is very simple. It can be as simple as like not taking your lunch to work so you go out to eat, which I still take my lunch to work most days, but like it used to not be an option. Like you had to take your lunch because you can't afford to go out to eat or buy the cheapest drinks. That's what you can afford.
Yeah.
So having the financial freedom for the small things like that is nice. Also like having our own place, that's really nice too. Like I until we got out and moved in together at our first apartment, like I had never like had my own place that I was paying for. Like kind of how you're talking about moving to Miami, like that was something I didn't really, I know I could do it, but it's like until I finally did it, I was like, oh my God, it was great. What was the question again?
Is there something that you used to want and something you used to wish for that's now just like a normal part of your life?
Yeah.
I wanted a friendship with my parents. My parents are amazing people and I love them. Of course, like relationships as teenagers are very different than like as you as a teenager are very different when you're with your parents as a teenager. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I saw the way that like my parents would interact with my brother as he was older, like as friends. Like my brother would call my mom on the way home from work and be like, "Hey, what's up? Like, what are you doing?" Like that kind of stuff. And now like being able to have a friendship with my parents is something that I'm really valuing and something that I've always wanted. And then in that same realm, like I've always wanted, and maybe this is like from a past boyfriend whose parents did not like me very much, like having like
In-laws.
and like extended family in that way that I can come in and like Marissa was in my wedding. Like that's that means so much to me, and Brandon was in our wedding too, and like Rita and Robert and but like they're all just so kind and accepting, and being able to have really tight relationships like that is super encouraging for me because like I'm very much of a people pleaser, so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing something right, but also like it's nice to have extended parents almost because
Yeah.
I value my relationship with my parents so much that I can see that in other people. So.
You also hear all the horror stories about people who have bad in-laws,
Yeah.
monster-in-law and all that crap.
Yeah.
It's very nice to have good in-laws on both sides.
Yeah.
We talk about it quite frequently as well.
Yeah.
That's a blessing for sure. Thank you guys so much for coming on the pod. It was fun. Okay, let's go get some smoked chicken and some fake beer for me.
It's still real beer.
Yeah, I know, but like that.
Some can make funsies from it.
Yeah, I know. I know. All right.
This
All right.
is-
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Visualize Meditations podcast. Please follow, subscribe, leave a review, all of the good things. If you want to connect more, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Visualize Meditations. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, create the life of your dreams, and we will see you next week.